Hey, good evening, everyone, and thank you for the host and the 25 Bits World Misfits, and welcome to Sweet State 31. For those who don't know what the Sweet State is, yes, welcome to sounding tired. Indeed, alas, one of the side effects of the vaccine I've had. So, yeah, for those who don't know what it is, the Sweet State is basically a monthly sort of stream I do where basically I update people as to the state of the channel, as to how things are going, and report any interesting things, any changes to the channel, anything I want to discuss, stuff like that. It's basically like a monthly update sort of thing, so people kind of know what's going on with the John Sweetpea not quite so cinematic universe. And so with that in mind, I cut away from a black screen to a webcam of me being tired. Sweet State. Also, what on earth is this today? That looks like PogChamp, but it looks more like Fur Champ or Cat Champ or something like that. How you doing, Joik? So, Fur Champ, yeah. Cat Champ. Anime Cat Girl Champ. I don't know. I know they keep changing the PogChamp emote. You think they might want to set just one eventually, but anyway, that's their thing. So, it might be tempting fate, but this might not be the longest Sweet State. Unlike last month where I had a lot to get through, this month it's a bit less, but we'll see how this goes. Sometimes when I've said that in the past, I saw me get into a line of discussion that lasts 2 hours, but I am a bit tired today. And part of the reason for that, or most likely all of the reason for that, is because, as I did say yesterday evening during the Request List compilation, I have had the first dose of the Pfizer vaccine, which was given to me yesterday. So one of the side effects is you do feel a bit tired for about 2 or 3 days afterwards, apparently, and maybe mild flu symptoms, but I'm mainly just getting the tiredness and the lethargy. So I did feel a bit tired yesterday ish. Well, actually, no, I did. I was alright yesterday, but today I feel a bit more tired. But yeah, unexpected getting a vaccine, which I wasn't actually expecting to receive for a while. But I've had the first dose. I had the second dose in April, and then I'll be 95% protected, apparently. So it's a bit of good news, and it means that there's less chance of me getting COVID, of course, which we don't need to say is still, yes, something to look forward to. You'll probably get the same one later this year. Yeah. Excuse me. I can only hope, because it's starting to be rolled out to different groups of people, that maybe it's a sign that the vaccinations are proceeding at pace, at least in the UK. Obviously elsewhere it depends on other factors, but yeah, hopefully everyone will eventually be offered the vaccinations. I'm sure as the year develops that will be an option for everyone, but it gives me a bit more confidence going into work. I've not actually been at work today. I've been working from home. It was very boring. I don't like working at home, to be honest. It's a bit dull. I'd rather be in work. Time passes by a bit quicker. I mean, the way I see it, it is safer at home, but it's a lot less interesting because it's not like I can, you know, sit at home and play video games or stream. I have to be doing some work and some boring shit. I'd rather be at work, being a bit more active, you know. A lot more fun. So, yeah. Because I'm really a bit tired. Probably will be going to bed early tonight because I have to get up in the morning. I also kind of not used to it. You know, I have a very clear divide that I put my all in the workplace, and working at home is just, no, don't start, Lord Misfit. Don't start. It's not go to bed 64 time yet. You can do it at the end of the stream. Maybe. Hopefully you'll forget. But you probably won't. But yeah, I don't know if anyone else has found it a bit weird working at home or not. Mileage may vary depending on what kind of job you do or whether you prefer to do that. But as far as I'm concerned, if I'm at home, it's because I'm relaxing off work. Working at home just feels a bit bizarre and not as good, really. I mean, I can listen to music, sure. I can watch a few videos. I don't have to worry about travel. But there's just something about earning that time at home sat at a computer. How's my breathing been? Fine. I've had no issues with the breathing. Maybe a slightly tickly cough last night before I went to bed, but might have been because it was cold. Otherwise, I've been fine. I've had no breathing issues. It's just today I felt very lethargic and very tired, especially at this point. I mean, I've not done a lot today, but I shouldn't be this tired anyway. But it's just a side effect, and it will pass probably tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow, since that's when I'm playing Age of Empires 2 again. I can't be falling asleep while commanding the Huns. Right? So that's a good thing. And I guess in a sense, after a turbulent January, in general, the job normality is kind of there now. We are all in one class, but we have a rota system where obviously we work at home at least once a week. We don't have as many kids in, and it's, you know, it's starting to feel a little more normal. Hello, Fuzzball. How you doing? Hope you've been alright as well. It's starting to feel a little more like there's a bit of job normality coming back, but it's not all the way there yet, of course. And it's still could change at any given moment, really. But it's nice to have at least a bit of everyone's in the same class at least. I mean, earlier this last month there was a point where the class was split into two because we're having up to too many kids in, so we had to split the class in half, which is a bit weird for 2 weeks, but we're back as one happy family now. Oh well, at least you're able to chill it out, Fuzz. That's the important thing. That's why it's important to have that work-home divide, you know. You work hard and then you come home and you can, your location's different, so you can get away from it all. So yeah, that's about it for my personal situation, really. I'm halfway to vaccination. Before getting updated to, so I hope to play that, but I have a dragon dating sim game. Okay, it sounds pretty good. Dragon dating sim game, huh? I was actually tempted to perhaps do this stream with Littlewood on in the background, so I was playing a game, but I decided against it. Oh, it's a text adventure, I see. Don't worry, Fuzz. I won't tell everyone you were scaly. So, yeah, I mean, at this stage, really, um, hands up if you're fed up of COVID already and just want it to end, like now, because I'm getting fed up of it a little bit, quite a bit actually. Big V from Misfit. And it's only really sort of hit me in the last month or so. Maybe just before Christmas as well, where I think I touched upon this last month and it still feels the same now. It's because it's been going on for so long, and I'm in a job, and because I'm not spending my days unemployed and scouring for jobs every day and having an abundance of free time, you know, now that I have meaningful free time, it does kind of suck that I can't do much with it. Yeah, well, pretty much, and it'll be the anniversary of the start of the lockdowns next month, I suppose. Can't wait for that anniversary. Oh boy. So that'll be, and also I don't know if you've heard, Fuzz, but in local news, Major Tom is dead now. The 100-year-old war hero and NHS funding hero has passed away today. He did not survive his battle with. Thanks for the $50. Every little helps. Rip. Yeah, I know. It's a bit of a shame. I mean, he was 100. You could say he had a good innings. And he at least did something. He's seen a lot of the world. But alas, just couldn't stick around just a little bit longer just to see the end of it. But hey, you know, I think it's fair to say he's lived a good life. I could only wish to live to 100 myself. Could you imagine me at 100 years old still playing Doom? And still complaining about revs? I can imagine many of us playing to 100 and still doing what we do now, for that matter. Even with modern, better living standards, living to 100 while being both physically and mentally healthy? Hey, Katover, how's it going? Granddad, shut up. We're trying to play Fortnite 55. Yeah. That's the stuff. So. I mean, that's the thing as you get older. The main thing I'm going to sort of fear is the lack of mental capacity that does happen when you get older. You know, I mean, you can be active and quite okay, but yeah, that's the main thing. I mean, I having a birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Kate Over. And how old are you today? I sound a bit tired because I'm tired. Tova, just Tova. Okay, Tova. Wait, is this your new account, Tova the Triada? Is that your new nickname now? I just remembered that what it came from. I saw a video of a 93-year-old guy in Japan who's currently going a laptop and steering wheel and gear stick, and he's having a blast of a time playing a racing game. Sounds pretty good. Yeah, I really one of the inspirations for that is like the late Ty Haldeman, who was managing the id Games library well into his 70s and 80s for quite a while. You know, I'd kind of like to think that when I get to my 70s or 80s, I'm still doing something Doom community related, even if it's just really casual playthroughs of things. You know, I could sort of envision myself in like 40 years' time where I'm playtesting something and the Doom community is still there, and I'm talking about all kinds of Doom stuff. Lots of capital letters in the chat. Over, Jock. Get a room. Yeah, so you'll be playing Brutal Doom 18 and Aetherius 11 by then. Aetherius 11? You're gonna get to 11? More like Aetherius 3. It'll probably take another 10 years to finish the first Aetherius. By the time you've got around to making the compatibility pack for every major WOD in existence, including ones that aren't out yet, you might finally be settled. And then like a new source port will come out and you'll have to make a new one. Yeah, who knows? Let Brutal Doom die off. I think Brutal Doom is... No, it's not going to die off. We have Brutal Fate coming out from the creator as Sergeant Mark attempts to make some money off his Brutal Doom fame. That should be an interesting experience. Maybe later this year. Sir, this is a heretic word. Wah! Where's Brutal Heretic? Which exists. I know if Brutal Hexen exists, there obviously is a Brutal Heretic. It will be bought by Walmart. Walmart are gonna buy it. Yeah. I think it's also an RPG and even made by the same people. Okay, cool. That's good. That's good. Okay. So that's kind of where I'm at personally. Also, I've struggled to lose weight this month. Not having the gyms open doesn't help. Having shitty weather doesn't help. Not having an outside exercise space doesn't help either. But I've been a bit slacking on that front too. I'm going to pick it up for February and get back on the weight loss bandwagon. And no, Tourniquet, I haven't used this jumping rope yet because I still need a place to do it in. We are going to clear out the garage at some point and get that space made. I don't have an umbrella, no, but I don't try and go outside when it's raining heavily, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, well, it's not that. I mean, I indulged over Christmas for 2 weeks and then got back on it. It's just the fact that I still have some eating habits I need to get out of, and it's just literally been the fact that, you know, it's been a bit of a downer month, so I'm not quite on my A game, but still, I will get back on it this month, and hopefully I can get down to the 17 stone bracket again by the end of February, which would be nice. Still got a bit of way to go on that front, but I haven't gained a massive amount of weight back. It's been only, what, a few pounds. Not too terrible, to be fair. I'm still in a decent position, I think. And it's not the cuisine, it's just my snacking habits. It's like Sweet is not a Dragon Ball character. But, yeah. Awful weather doesn't help. I just missed the gym. The gym for me was like the big exercise routine because I had the nice cross trainer, the music I could listen to. I could really zone out and get quite intense. And it's hard to do that when, you know, I'm dependent on the weather, and I have been exercising in the school when I can. I try to get them into star jumps and other exercise shit, but it's not the same. I need the gyms back, really, or I need to tweak something. Bit of it shit here too. Yeah. Well, luckily it's been a lot more rain, maybe only 1 or 2 days of snow. Although I was lucky enough to be working from home the last time the snow came proper down. I have heard about a massive snowy blitz in the east coast of the US yesterday. Or was it this morning? Well, anyway, you've had snow in parts of the US. Well, that's handy. Nice to see you've got some community spirit there, Lord Misfit. Always helpful. We've got a gritter that lives nearby that grits the roads, so we don't have to worry about slippy roads. I'm going to work, but I think the weather's starting to turn towards rain and spring weather, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And that's about it for my personal stuff, really. Can't wait for half term. Half term coming up in end of next week. Get a week off. Gonna try and make the most of that week off to do whatever I can. You know, whatever people do when they have a week off work and can't do anything. I'll probably just try and watch some things and try and stream a little bit if I can. A little bit more. No, more work for us. Well, it's only really a thing for those who work in education. So, actually, we're kind of glad we get half term off, because there was a possibility I might have to work during the half term. Okay, showing through an umbrella, I'll bear that in mind, Jark. Although the rain we've had wouldn't be considered light. Caught some heavy rain actually during the walk this afternoon. Wasn't nice. Anyway, moving on to the next thing. A bit more positivity, I suppose. Hello, Depop. Yeah, that's why I like going for walks. Turn okay. I enjoy being able to listen to music and walking. I usually use that opportunity to listen to some videos, listen to some music, try and get myself into a state of mind where I'm just walking and listening to a song and getting very immersed, and that sort of gets me going, because I have in the past walked quite a fair distance for like an hour plus if I'm listening to something that's immersive. Sometimes it's on YouTube, of course. Sometimes it's an album on YouTube. Sometimes it's been a creepypasta. I do listen to creepypastas on occasion, even though a lot of them are very bland and uninspired. But every now and then you get one that's pretty good. Again, a bit hard to find those nowadays. Some of the ridiculous titles they have. But yeah, walking is good. I believe they do, Jark. It's just that you have to find them. There's always going to be a few good ones. It's just that there's a lot of ones, you know. If you get into reading creepypastas, you kind of get used to the templates that a lot of the authors tend to use. And it turns out that really a lot of people aren't very good at telling a good horror story. But, you know, every now and then you get one that does stick out a bit, or someone that captures an interesting angle that you don't quite expect. So it's just a case of finding them. Helps to play around with different authors and stuff, you know. Like I tend to listen to I tend to listen to the main ones, but I used to listen to one called King Spook, who used to do ones that were a little different. I just went all over the place. One of the problems I had with watching some creepypastas was that some of them have ads now, so it's a bit annoying when you've listened, because some of these creepypastas go on for like 30-40 minutes, and sometimes you're halfway through the story and it's like you may be getting a little hooked into it, but then an ad comes, which is a bit annoying. But not all of them have ads, thankfully. So hopefully when the weather gets better in spring, I'll be able to go for more walks. But really, I just want to have somewhere to go in the first place, you know. Maybe in Easter, things will start to be unrestricted. Maybe. I'll just be happy if they open the gyms anytime soon. At least that I can do my routine and shit. Anyway, moving on to the next thing on my list of things to do in this sweet state. This was finally posted yesterday. Not the thread, but the final list was posted yesterday. Since I had the stream yesterday where I went through the entire list of everything that has been requested over the last month for Doom and Heretic and Hexen. And it's quite a list. Lots and lots of different things. Woof, you just made the list. Yeah, I actually managed to get it done yesterday evening and post it out. I managed to separate the single maps up because I forgot I did that last time when I had the different categories of the map types. I was too busy focused on thinking just to divide it by the IWAD. But anyway, the list is now up. It has been posted on that thread. It is also down below in the live stream channel description. So if you ever need to see a live update of how the list is doing, like it was before, you can see the WADs start to disappear over time. Your request was a Thief fan pack, Dave, and was not eligible. I mean, I apologize for your inability to read the text. It clearly said Doom, Heretic, and Hexen, not Thief. But thanks for trying. I appreciate the effort. You get a participation sticker. Maybe you could make it in your Unity Engine game where you have an anonymous villain called Jack Sandp, who is a pedant who refuses thief requests. You know? Something like that. How you doing, Dave? Thanks for 25 bits, Misfit. Yeah, I guess Elder Dragon Brazil was wrong. You did manage to donate more bits than him eventually. Thief request sim. That's good, Dave. If you enjoyed the Creepypasta, I recommend a similar topic, the Exploring the SCP Foundation series, a sort of evolved Creepypasta universe which is somewhat grounded. Lots of interesting stories read out on YouTube. Exploring the SCP Foundation series. SCP Foundation. Okay. What the fuck? Cat SCPs? Oh, I see. They go through each of the SCP entries. I get you. Christ, there's a lot. There's a hell of a lot there. Maybe I will start with an introduction video, which I'll watch later. Thanks for that suggestion, Jock. I have read a few SCP entries in the past. They do have some interesting ideas. Although I think it's very similar, it's sort of very hit and miss because it's entirely fan-based. So you get some good entries and you get some really shitty ones too. And the older stuff was a bit more quality controlled than later stuff, but I remember being interested with the horror story that was the IKEA store that you could get stuck in. It was like a massive lost city, and at night all the employees become psychotic and they have bases in like an IKEA that never ends. I found that to be an interesting little story. Oh, cool. maybe I'll look into that series. I mean, at least I'll watch that in the Dudgeon video and see if it's any good. Yeah, it's just having the time to watch things. I don't want to be overwhelmed with things to watch. But thank you, that's a good suggestion. I'll look into it. That's something to watch Yamishibai. So yeah, the request list is a lot of good picks, honestly. Going through it last night, there's a lot of variety on offer there. It's nice that all 3 games got represented. It's nice to see some Heretic stuff in there as well as some Hexen. It'll be fun to play through Hexen again with the other 2 classes. It'll be fun to see what a Heretic map set looks like. In regards to the Doom stuff, there's a lot of different kinds of WODs again, ranging from playtesters or us to the well-established classics to fuck you, play my slaughter map. And then some quirky stuff around it too. All very different and interesting things. I'll be looking forward to playing quite a few of them. Although I'm particularly looking forward to playing Elevator whenever I get around to that. I might save that one for when I want to play something that when I'm in a good mood. Yes, Bastion of Chaos loomed menacingly alongside others: Deus Vult, Entropy, Dimensions, Map 2, Speed of Doom, the Gothic Movement, etc. But nice variety, I think, and nice that there's difficulty settings this time for a good amount of them. So I'm looking forward to tackling them. The only thing that got rejected was Lord Misfit's Aetherius mod pick, but Lord Misfit had a backup Heretic option which was used instead. So there we are. Otherwise, no, nothing got rejected. If anything, Finely Crafted Film. Is it Finely Crafted Fetish Film? I've put that down. I hope I got that the right way round. Finely Crafted Fetish Film, I think that's correct. Was actually upgraded from being just map 7 to playing the whole WOD. Well, that's fine. I might watch a video of it. I just didn't feel that it was different enough. You know, having played it twice, I'm sure there will be differences, but ultimately, I just felt like I'd seen enough of Aetherius, and you know. That was decision making behind it. Well, I had to play everything for 5 minutes. And I'm sure there are long-term differences and stuff like that, but ultimately I'm looking for a different experience. So, you know, gotta give other mods a chance to shine. You know. But yeah, Finely Crafted Fetish Film is now going to be played the whole way through on Hey Not Too Rough. I have every confidence that it will be an absolutely torturous puzzle experience, but I do believe that it is going to be a fun journey. And also, that will be the first one I play because it has 3 picks, 3 requestees: Tourniquet, Derek, and Bemused. So it'll be fun to go through that first. And then after that, there's the 4 that had 2 different requestees: 3x3, Redundancy, Foresight, and Him, which is quite nice. Last time, I think there was only 2 requests that had 2 requestees, one of them being White Mare 2. I remember King Dime asked for that. And I can't remember the other one. Well, we'll see. I'm taking a bit of a chance with that World Misfit, but it is a Rubik's map set, so I will probably need some help from the finely crafted Fetish Film fan club. But nevertheless, I will give it a shot. I also was tempted to play through the whole of Dimensions, but a poll made it pretty clear that you just want me to stick to map 2, and quite frankly, I'm happy to just stick to map 2, given how hard the secret maps looked, and also because I've actually played half of it in the past via playtest form anyway. You may not enjoy it all, but I bet you'll find some enjoyment. Yes, it was 10-1 for no. It's nice to know that people were going for that. I think a few years ago, if I had launched that, people would have actually said, yes, you should play that. But I think over the course of time, people have figured out, and I have figured out, that I'm not the best suited for playing really hard slaughter content all the time. It has to be handled very carefully, you know. And I just need to address this again because I know that someone did bring it up last time about the oath I made regarding slaughter maps. Just to be clear, I'm not against playing a hard or a slaughter map set. It's just that I will be looking for difficulty options and seeing what it's like first, you know. I will no longer be actively seeking them out, that much is true. I won't be like going, oh man, I'd really like to play a slaughter map set, but at the same time, I'm willing to play a couple of them just to see if the challenge can be accomplished, sort of thing. And as practice for improving my handling of difficulty skills. Yes, I know. But Sunder is currently 115 followers away. And just to reiterate on that point, if by any chance during this entire request list playthrough that the 2,000 follower target is met, Sunder will be played immediately. It will. I mean, if I'm in the middle of a quest, I'll obviously finish it. But basically, if Sunder gets met, it will be the next thing I play. It will be the big deal. So it won't be like something I'll put off for a few months. It'll be like more or less as soon as possible. As soon as the whatever I'm playing at the moment is finished, I guess. So I have a feeling that I might actually hit that target this year, and it would be nice if we could get to 2,000 followers. Be a nice little metric milestone again, since I hit 100,000 total views at the beginning of last month. It would be nice to hit 2,000 followers at some point, even if I do have to play Sunder again. But the good thing is, I only have to play one map, technically. I've not signed up to play the whole of Sunder. I just one map. And then anything else depends on if I enjoy Sunder enough to want to torture myself with an extra map. But we'll see. So based on yesterday, which of the few maps you've said are you looking the most forward to? Well, as I just said, Elevator looks pretty good. You know, Elevator being described as going down but going up. Looks like a fun little community project with a lot of quirky charm to it. Oh, sorry, you said mod. Oh, right, okay. Well, honestly, I only have 3 mods. A part of me would be curious to see how Brutal Hexen plays out. over an entire thing. No, can't I just go all three as in the mod? That's more of a total conversion. I think. Well, in that case, then I guess the one I'd be looking forward the most to would probably be maybe WoW Purchase, actually. That looked an interesting mix-up for the gameplay of Hexen. So I think that of the few mods. I was actually kind of surprised that there weren't a few more mod requests, to be honest, but I'm not going to complain. I'm sure I can seek out the mods. Yeah, no. Misfit disapproves. So, what was I saying? Yeah. So that's the list. And just to reiterate another point, if people want to change their pick at any time, they are welcome to do so as long as they tell me. However, only people who have been accepted onto the list can change their pick. And if I've already played your pick, then you cannot choose again. So if any time you saw me have a change of mind, you are welcome to do so, and I will update accordingly. So do you do these at the start of each year? No, this is the second time I've done this. It took me several years, well, to put it in this way, Jark. The last request list I started in 2017, and it took me 3 years or so to get that finished, and only because Panophobia was switched to Blasphemous, a game. It took me a long time to get the last one done. This request list is going to be handled differently, however, because I'm not going to, because of the way I'm going to balance. Fuck you, I want to change somebody else's because you don't like it. Wow, what do you change, Fuzz? But yeah, that kind of gets me onto a point that I have mentioned. Again, this is something else I have mentioned before, but it's part of a... So I was honestly considering Wrath of Kronos of the Ultimate mod, but I don't know the ins and outs of the mod. I don't think it's a good work with. Okay, fair enough. I think I've heard you talk about Wrath of Kronos before. But no, the request list is something I'm probably going to do every couple of years, I think, Jark. It's going to take it probably another year or two to get this one done, even with my balancing act I will now be doing for the next 2 years. And that's the thing that's going to be different. The channel itself is generally going to follow a much better balancing act of Doom content and other game content, which previously I haven't had. You know, you remember there was a year where I did nothing but Doom stuff for most of it, and then, to be honest, that's what I've been mostly doing for a bit. But then there was a year where I just did other game stuff and barely touched Doom. And I really felt in both of those years that I didn't mind the Doom stuff as much, doing all that, but now that I do other games on this channel with a bit more frequently, I should say, I want to get the balance right where it's going to be like alternating between Doom and other games more regularly, like as often as possible. So the request list will be slowly chipped away over the course of the year, as will the other game list will be chipped away over the course of the year. And the other game list having a slight priority advantage because I want to get that whittled off a bit quicker. But alright, Jerk, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you later. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not just going to focus on one side or the other for too long. Like, I want to sort of keep the content between both sides, because I know a lot of you do come here for the Doom stuff because that's how I've grown this channel, but I am going to be playing other games a lot more from now on, as I have been kind of doing over the last year or so, really. And I want to make sure that if people don't like the other game stuff, it's not on for too long. If people get fed up with the Doom stuff, that's not on for too long either. So, because when I started out as a streamer, I was more known for being a horror game streamer, actually, but I covered a variety of games to some extent, although a lot of RPGs, FPS stuff was still part of the mix, and that's going to kind of continue, but I am going to be trying different genres of game out. I'd like to play a racing game at some point, to see what it's like. I'd like to maybe try a city sim game, maybe a turn-based game that's not Advance Wars. Don't know if I'd like to try out something like an XCOM or a Civilization type game. I do have Civ 5, which I've never really played into its completion. Different things. I don't want to just be known as the Doom streamer, even though that will definitely still be the main thing that I will be known for and still do. You tried XCOM, kind of dull. Well, I'm just giving an example. I don't actually know what turn-based game I might play. It depends what comes up. I mean, Final Fantasy Tactics might be an interesting one as well. Just trying out a few different genres, really, to sort of mix it up a bit and see what, if anything new, might capture my attention. I might give a fighting game a chance if I can find a good one. But there will definitely be lots of FPS games, because there's a lot of good FPS games coming out. So that's generally the bouncing that I'll be following. So when you see that request list, you're going to see it go down gradually. You're not going to see it linger for long periods of time without there being some being done every month, And same with the other game list, really. You're going to see that being chipped away over this year, And ideally, I want to get the other game list done by the end of the year. It'll be a bit tough. Might be doable, but I suspect I'll have one or two left by the end of the year. At least with Age of Empires 2 getting knocked off, hopefully this month. That's one of the longer ones done. Just leaving Saints Row 2, maybe Zero Escape, and Final Fantasy 9 is the longest remaining. I'm not going to do that, because when I the new method I have for the other game list will be perfectly fine, even if a game is really long. So that won't be an issue in the future, because I'm quite happy to play longer games. I am getting into Age of Empires 2 a little bit. I even watched some meme videos today after I finished work. I'm happy to invest some time into longer games. It's just the fact that I'm aware that there's so many other games that are out for years. I really do want to crack on with them a bit and play them and have a much more concise process. But time sinks won't be an issue. And that's, it's not like there won't be any more MMORPGs. I'm going to really stay away from playing those. At least on stream, anyway. But yeah, I hope that over time, more and more people will get used to the variety and appreciate it, and it will be fun. Be a fun journey, I will let you all know what the plan for the other game list is when it's when the time comes. It's unlike the Doom WOD request list. I already have a plan in mind, but I won't mention it until the current crop are finished. It'll free me up a space. So yeah, the request list is up. You're gonna see me play them. I'll be playing Finely Crafted Fetish Film after the next Age of Empires 2 campaign, and then there'll be another one. That's another thing I'll be doing as well with some of the longer other game playthroughs. I will squeeze in Doom WODs in between to break it up a bit, so that it's not just the other game for long periods of time. I know that is how it's been for January, but that's because I didn't play any Doom stuff really, aside from Iron Man's, which I'll still be maintaining. Still waiting to hear from the Iron Eagle. Speaking of that would segue nicely onto something else, but maybe it will segue onto it. What the heck? So I've still got my monthly obligations to do as such, so we'll be kept busy with other things anyway. And I guess in a way that kind of does nicely segue onto Iron Man, talking about Iron Man stuff, since I've just brought it up. So I guess, do I have a picture for this handy? No, not a picture. Hold on. Oh, no, that's not the picture I want to use. Oops, not that picture. That's a different picture. Let's see. Yes, here we go. I guess it is time for the what I'm gonna dub the Uncle Bo update, I guess. Oh, hang on, maybe I should do this during the actual Iron Man stream instead. You know what? No, I'm not gonna do this during the Sweet State, actually, because it doesn't seem like the right place to do it. I changed my mind. But I think what I will do is I will have like a little update to the Uncle Bowl every time I do an Iron Man stream. You know, to make it like a John Fickleby. No, I just feel it's a good idea. It's like a, you know, like, because it's the Uncle Bowl, it can be like the sports commentary. Here's your update for the Uncle Bowl, sort of thing, between me and Mutt. So I will do that during at the start of the Iron Man League stream for this month. It's not the draft excluding, yeah. It is not. So, yeah. I think you all know what the Uncle Bowl is. If you don't, basically the Uncle Bowl is where me and Ian Mutt will be competing against each other each month in the Doomworld Iron Man League. This month it is not Sunlust as many expected, but actually it is Alien Vendetta. Derek has picked Alien Vendetta for February, so that's an interesting pick right there. Alien Vendetta is not the easiest Mega WOD. I am debating whether I maybe do a little bit of practice so I don't have a really shitty run for once, but I'll see how things turn out. In fact, if with half term I might get a chance to maybe have a little practice, maybe the first few levels, so I can give Mutt a run for his money. But That being said, I need to see how Mutt does first, because this month Mutt will be going first. So I'll need to see how he attempts. Might dictate how much I practice. I mean, which is probably a better decision actually, because when he dies on whatever map, I can practice up to that map and then just attempt or whatever. Well, yeah, that's true. It's a long stream. I mean, it's not the harder levels are generally in the last 10, but AV isn't that easy overall. It does have a lot of mean stuff here and there on occasion. It's definitely something I could do okay in, but I will have to be on my toes, as will Mutt. I mean, it's one we're familiar with, but familiarity and being good at it is a different story. But we will... Shut up, Dave. I might do alright. I might try to make this more of a contest. But yeah, that's the Uncle Bowl. We're competing each month. Whoever gets the furthest gets a point, and the first to 7 wins. And we'll decide if there's any prizes when we get to that point. But yeah. And speaking of the Ironman League, I am also going to be... I have offered my services on the... Dragonfly's Discord this last month, where I've actually opted my services to run it for a month, because that was the big problem with it last year, was that it was a bit too much for one person to run it, and Reaper AA also asked people to help, and Derek is one of them, and I've offered to do it for a month as well. So there's a possibility that later on this year I'll be running the Ironman League for a month, where I'll pick the WOD. I will track how people have done and so forth. So in a sense, I can kind of try to rig the Uncle Bowl and pick something I'm really good at that Ian Mutt is terrible at, and then have it backfire on me. You know? Although, in fairness, if we're going to go down those line, I guess Mutt can run it for another month, and then he can do the same. No, I won't be doing that. I'll be trying to pick something interesting for that people will want to play. Yeah, it's a bit more complicated than that, Dave. There's a template I have to sort of do, and I'm actually going to write obituaries, the witty obituaries that Alfonso used to do. So I'll be actually having to set times. I mean, people report the times, to be fair, but I might have to watch the videos and the demos to kind of put an obituary. So it's a bit of work, but I'm going to do it for a month because I think it'll be fun. Yeah, that's what I would think to do, Turner K, but I might throw a curveball and pick something that no one expects. I think the main factor that will go into it is what month I get it. Because I know one of the things that Alfonso used to do with the Ironman League when he ran it was he used to have a bit of variety. I don't think if I got it, say, for March, that going down would be a good choice. Because you're going from one megawad to another megawad. And I know that Alfonso generally didn't pick megawads back to back. Full megawads were actually kind of rare in the Ironman League and still are. Most of the time it tends to be shorter entries of various difficulties. So I don't think going down would be a good follow-up. Now, however, if it was later in the year and maybe there'd been a really short one, maybe I would pick it, but it will depend. I'm not just going to pick my favourite WOD as an excuse to play it again for a bit. I'm going to have to try and pick something that the league will like. So, yeah, I miss those obituaries. They were some of the best parts. They haven't really been maintained. So, no, Dave, just shush. So yeah, I am part of the... It won't be Micro Slaughter. Hey God, so how you doing? I'd have to implement maybe the 1cc rule if I did something like that. Hey, maybe I could request Sunwast and deprive Derek. Ha. No, I won't do that. I'll cross that bridge when I get there, though. But basically, I've joined the Discord, so I will be in discussions with Dragonfly and all the Iron Man peeps. So look out for me maybe running a month of the Iron Man League, of which I have participated in every single month since its inception in 2016, at some point in the future. So that will be an interesting month. I run the Iron Man League and I'm still in the Uncle Bowl comp. Also, it might depend how well I'm doing in the Uncle Bowl. If I'm doing really badly, I might have to find something that Mutt sucks at and pick it. Rig the contest to give me a pass. We'll have to see. And then get accused of corruption. Get put on trial and get impeached or something. But yeah, hopefully the Iron Man League will have a bit more participation this year. And I think that's also the reason why Derek picked Alien Vendetta. He wanted to keep the participation going, since it's had a bit of issues with people joining in, so I would like to aid in that process. So, yeah. There's also the Endurance Tournament, which is in its third month, and this is going to be, again, they've picked something really awkward, because they've picked a request word, but it's not the original request word. Sorry, it is the original request word, and I have the 10th anniversary edition. You see, if I sort of bring up the request list for a sec on my end, for this month in the Endurance Tournament, they've picked Doom Core Delta, right? Which is fine. It's not Kama Sutra like it was last month, where it was a bit awkward because it was obviously being picked. But the thing is that DSC64, I still can't find where that person messaged me about that, also has requested it, and it's on my request list, but it's the 10th anniversary edition. So, I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you, with all the stuff I'm now going to be doing, I might just not take part in the endurance stuff unless it's a good month or something. Maybe. I'll have to think about that, because I'm already doing other game stuff. Now I've got a request list to get on with. The monthly Ironmans and a monthly playtesting. That's 4 things per month. 2 of which are regular and 2 massively ongoing. I'm not actually sure I have the time to actually take part in a third Ironman, especially one that can actually go on for a while, due to the format. As much as I like the format idea, it's a lot to, limited time and so much to do kind of thing, that kind of problem. But it's just awkward as well, because if I play this, am I essentially playing the request, but the wrong version? Or am I playing a different version? What? I don't know. I mean, what would you all think? Do you think I should just skip it again and maybe just take part every now and then? Maybe I could just pick and choose when I take part if it's something that is, obliged to join. Yeah, that's true. I mean, Iron Man and Iron Eagle, I've done all of them. I sort of enjoy sometimes the one-shot deal. And I do like the idea of this tournament. It's just, I just don't have the time, Especially now I have a job, I have plenty of things to get on with. So, I think, I'm afraid to say, but I think I'm just going to have to stop doing them. And unless they pick something I haven't already played. So I'm going to drop out of the endurance stuff, I think. It's just too much to do. Yeah, I think that's the thing. I like don't get me wrong, I think it's a great idea for an Iron Man. a bit more casual Iron Man. I think it's a fantastic idea. I just don't have the time for it, personally. So I'm just gonna have to drop out of bothering. I think I'll just leave it and let them do their thing, and just stick to the shorter Iron Man leagues and Iron Eagles where it can just be done in one setting. I mean, maybe I'll take part in the occasional endurance one if it happens to be, if I just feel like it, or whatever. But I think I'll make that an optional thing. Hey, Bemused, how's it going? Just making a quick note there of my decision. Oh, you've been up all night, dude. I know how fucked up that could be. I am tired because of vaccine side effects, so that's why I'm a bit sort of tired this evening myself. I didn't get the best sleep last night either, but offer some money as a prize. Ooh. Dave, if I did that, that would make things very ugly very quickly. Can you imagine the controversy that would occur if there was a tight race? If I offered some actual cash money, you'd get some serious competition going, and it would get ugly. Because I'm pretty sure that was raised as a point in the early days of the Iron Man League. Like, should there be an incentive? Well, I don't really want to be doing that. Well, I don't agree with that. Sorry. I don't agree, Dave. I think if you started adding some real life, like a cash incentive, it would become very, very ugly. Could you imagine if there had been cash prizes offered during the reign of Bloodite Crypto? I mean, imagine if there'd been like a small, maybe even as small as, say, like a $20, $50 prize for each month of the Iron Man League over the last couple of years, and the winner of each month received $50. With Bloodite Crypto having cheated a lot of his runs, could you imagine the backlash it would receive? That kind of thing when it was ousted? Yeah, and it doesn't take much to hunt people down nowadays, does it? So I think just adding a real cash incentive would be odd. I suppose the only thing I could do, as I don't know, depending on what month it occurs in, obviously, but maybe there could be something like an incentive might be something like the winner of this month's Iron Man gets to pick the next Doom What I Play or something like that. But I don't think that'd be. But no, I don't think that'd be good either. Hey, Hank. You could pick Noye. Noye is already on the list, Hank. You don't need to bother. I mean, I guess you could add it. Nah, I don't think I'd do that. If I could think of an interesting incentive, maybe, but nothing that would cause ugliness. I just want to have the obituaries back, really. So, yeah. No more endurance stuff, but Iron Eagle and Iron Man stuff, absolutely. Definitely will still keep them up. What else was there? Oh, yes. I guess I can mention something else. Do I have it here? I should do. Where is that? Here it is. There. I guess I'll just quickly mention something that is that also happened last month, early on. And that is, of course, the id Games release of my map, Firebox. It was thanks to Turner K's assistance in actually uploading it to id Games. It was Turner K who actually uploaded it to id Games, not myself. and also it doesn't have the MIDI. It doesn't. There is something I've missed. I forgot to credit the MIDI author, but I still have the MIDI name and author in my mind. So if anyone asks, I can tell them who it was. I just forgot to put it in the Id Games text file. But yeah, Firebox is on Id Games now, and Firebox is finished. You know, the mapping journey concluded. You know, at the time of the last Sweet State, I was watching 1.1 reaction videos, and in a week or so it got wrapped up, uploaded, and now I have officially a release to my name. And I've also provided a link to it in the channel description below, so if future people want to see the one and only map I have, there it is. Firebox, my debut map, which most of you seem to like, honestly. And I'll try not to repeat what I've said in the past too much, but basically I'm still really proud that I got the gameplay for Firebox nailed pretty nicely. It might not graphically be the best. It isn't. A lot better things could be done in regards to the texture alignment and the general quality of the visuals and the layouts, but I generally am pleased that the gameplay panned out as it did, and a lot of people enjoyed. I mean, to put it bluntly again, I don't think, with the exception of maybe Pineapple, with regards to the difficulty, no one really complained that the gameplay was ridiculous, except for those rev crushers, but sorry, the turret revs, but you know, I made the switch for that as obvious as I could. FTP in 21 is a nice meme. Change Team Nightmare. Okay. Hey Guru, how you doing? So next year do Firebox 2. Nah, I'm not gonna do another proper map for a while. Yeah, that was yours, Dave. I'm not going to do a proper map for a while. I will eventually go back to the mapping board at some point. I do have a few ideas I might want to carry out. I kind of wouldn't mind having another map at some point to do, maybe with a bit of a different focus on it. And definitely not where I'm going to give myself a time limit of like, get it done in the year. And with more focus on alignment and textures, layouts, and stuff like that. Firebox 3 in the story is to find Firebox 2. Fire Spear. But what I might do at some point later this year, depending on how things go in regards to the other game list and my life in general, I might consider joining in a speed map session again, like I did for my first ever map that I did in Eagle 2. I might consider doing a speed map session. Like there's the Hellforged ones that happen once a month. There's a couple of others that happen from time to time. I might take part in one of those. I think it would be kind of cool if like I took part in one of the Hellforged sessions, because everyone streams at the same time and you can watch different mappers, and I think that'd be kind of cool to take part in like once, you know, get a speed map out there and see if I can speed map still. I think that would be fun to do, maybe later on in the year. No promises, but it's something I'm considering at the very least. I mean, would you like to see me do a speed map? The running gag is fire blue gimmicks in all my maps. It becomes my mapping thing. Fire blue boxes. Well, could be. Maybe I'll have to see if I want to make it a running thing. We'll have to see. Like shootable fire blue boxes as secrets. You gotta find one in all the maps I make. Yeah. supposedly there were two different people who were apparently, one of them wanted to make a map that was based off Firebox's gimmick, and someone wanted to make a sequel, apparently. I've not heard anything from either of those, but I think Godso, you were also interested in doing something. You were one of them who was interested in doing something with regards to Firebox or whatever. I can't remember who the other person was, but I think you were one of them who was interested in either doing a sequel or maybe having a map with a similar gimmick. Or using the same gimmick, but... What was it Super Harry's first? What was Super Harry 4? Would you all want to see me do some speed maps in the future, maybe? A speed map session like that again? I mean, I know I want to focus a lot more on my game list, but a speed map session sounds fun, I think. I was interested in making Firebox less rubbish, but realised it would be an impossible task. No, you're not up to it, Dave. I understand, you know. You're more of a trench broom guy. Yeah, also, Dave, it's your fucking idea. You came up with the idea in the first place. Well, you came up with the idea of shooting a crate, anyway. I sort of put the fire blue texture choice, and that was it. Only if you're speed mapping in a 1-pixel grid. Oh god. That's definitely one thing I'm not going to do next time is 1-pixel grid things. I'm going to learn some better grid alignment. Yes, you ignore it, Dave. You're criticizing your own idea, which technically is just a semi-sigil inspired idea, but whatever. So yeah, I'll have to consider the speed mapping idea. I think it'd be fun to do. I might have to make sure I actually have an idea in my head beforehand. I don't think I could just sort of come up with one on the fly, at least not within a tight 2-hour time limit. I struggled enough with the Eagle one, getting it in within 2 hours. It took me 2.5. So I'd have to be a bit quicker on creating something. But I'd be up for a fight again. Perhaps. Okay, what's this next point I'm on to? But seriously, you should map if you feel like it, if not, do something else. Well, yeah, I mean, of course. That's why I don't even want to do a speed map session, so it's like a one-night thing, do it for a bit of a lark, and then we move on. I don't want to do a proper map for a while, not until the other game list is sorted anyway. It's because as much as I gained a metric ton of appreciation and mapping insight doing the Firebox, I also realized how stressful it is to get the map done and all the little technical things that are involved in the process. And obviously for a lot of you, you're experienced and you know it, but for someone who's starting out, it was just really stressful at times to get the map working. And definitely a future map will be a lot smaller. I will not be trying to do another Firebox type epic room again. I would prefer to have my map be a bit more tight but more interesting kind of thing. So it's a quick wrench came to my mind. What about starting next year, 1 day a month? You do work on a new map, but just 1 day a month. Something to practice and keep your mapping skills intact. Starting next year, I work on a new map, but just 1 day a month. Maybe? Could do something like that. Like, I could very slowly start a new map. Sort of keep that idea in reserve, World Misfit, and remind me later in the year about it. I might follow up on that, but for the time being, other games are my big priority for this year. Thanks for the raid, Ostinado. How you doing? Hope you had a good stream, doing whatever you did. Yeah, once a week will be too much. I mean, again, we'll see how the year pans out. I mean, we'll see how the year pans out. That's all I can say to that. Still need to at some point play Scourge 5 too. Just reminding of that. I still said I'd play Scourge 5, but I don't think Scourge 5 has finished yet, has it? Woo! Austin Raid! Yeah! He's raiding the Sweet State. 31. We're just talking about mapping. And sort of segueing onto the penultimate bullet point on that Sweet State for tonight. I'm a bit tired because I was vaccinated yesterday and it's a side effect, so I'm a little tired this evening. Oh, nice. Scourge to 5 is going to be played eventually. Be interesting to see what the finale of... Oh, thank you. It was yesterday. I get the second dose in April, and at least it gives me a bit more confidence that I'm not going to get infected. Hopefully it means that in the future other people will also soon be getting the vaccine as well. I can only hope. But yeah, lucky Brit. I have to wait 3 weeks for my first dose. Well, it is kind of lucky, really. I was expecting to wait until like summer, to be honest. But I think they're trying to get all the teachers, TAs, and similar type staff vaccinated early. It takes a while between the 2 doses, so I think they're trying to go down the list a bit or whatever. I don't know. I don't care. As long as they're at least getting through with different people, that's good news for everyone in the long run. So on to the penultimate point. I'm going to try and use more Twitch polls and Twitch predictions. I did use a poll last night. I think I used one the other night as well. I'm going to try and use predictions a bit more as well if I can think of some good ones for the channel points, because I like the idea of Twitch having a poll thing now and a prediction thing I can use as a little tool. And yes, this leads nicely on to the long-standing problem of what the fuck do I do with channel points? And believe it or not, I still don't have a fucking clue. I really have not thought about it again. I swear I have brought this up at least 5 times in Sweet States, and every time I have no ideas and we never get anywhere. But I swear I am trying to... At some point I will need to seriously sit down and actually... No, I can't do that one tourniquet because if it's on a work night, it's not going to happen. Turn them off. Work at ears. Now, I need to think of something that would be fun, that would give you all a chance to use them, and bearing in mind that quite a few of you have a good amount of points already. It has to be something that can't be spam abused to really drag the stream down, kind of thing. I don't want something where it's like it could be used over and over again and it sort of stops the flow of the stream a bit. Like the idea of, for example, the calm down function is to be used to indicate that the streamer needs to calm down. It serves a purpose. And spamming it idly is a bit pointless because it doesn't actually do anything by itself. Do not waste 10,000 points, Lord Misfit, demonstrating it, please. Turn them off. Nah, I think people like spending channel points on silly little things. I just need to find some silly little things that are engaging. Sound effects, like a sweet pea. Yeah, I think my rage has decreased a bit, and I think part of that is because I had that Battlefront stream last month as well, where I realised that my rage isn't as bad as it used to be, or as I perceive it. I guess I could segue onto that briefly. So I did the Battlefront. You all remember the Battlefront stream I did last month, where I thought I got really angry and went off the deep end, but actually, when I reviewed it the next day, it turns out I hadn't. And actually, my rage was a lot less bad. and I'd been really sort of exaggerating my reactions to my frustration for a while now. There's not useful stuff. Modify emails, unlock email, whatever. No one needs that shit. Yeah. The default options are not good. I mean, I still get angry at stupid things and I still have the reactions, but I think I having had that moment, I do realize now that as you can request maps but doesn't work for your streamers, you handle the request different. Yeah, I mean, if I was just playing Doom mods randomly and not assigning a list, I would have request as one of the options on a high point marker. But this is obviously why I can't do that. No one has a good idea for channel points. It's just a gimmick that Twitch will eventually get bored with and deactivate anyway. Yeah, I mean, I could just ignore them and not bother using them for anything and just leave them to accumulate until one day I get bored. Maybe I could set a joke on, like, end the stream at 1,000,000 points, so that some of the long time ones have something to strive towards. Hey, Forshock, how's it going? Yeah, I think channel points can be fun. I just need to think of something that is interesting with his 323k points. But yeah, my rage is a bit less ish. And I'm kind of proud of that. The fact that I actually realized for years now. I know that Scotty, you've been one of those that has really mentioned this, and quite a few of you have mentioned, like, oh, you know, you're going through all this again, and it's kind of like stubbornness that I didn't see it until I literally had to watch my own stream the next day. Now I think about it, though, it's a bit odd because I did have that Spyro stream the other year where I did a similar sort of analysis process and I didn't come to that conclusion. But maybe that was because it was a brief moment and this Battlefront stuff was supposedly like a half hour or an hour or something, and it's kind of cathartic to realize that actually you're not as angry as you think you are. 10k for take all Doom stuff off the WOD list, or 25k to remove the entire list. No, we're not. Yeah, I seriously need to spend some time and actually think of some interesting points, ideas that I could sort of implement. At some point, I will have to actually one channel point to turn them off altogether. I could set it to 1,000,000, and that way if someone wants to update it, that's it. It gets nuked. But now the way I see it, it has to be something that doesn't happen very often. It doesn't have to be. It's something that can't be spam abused to force the stream to do weird things over and over again. It has to be something that is sounds. I'd have to set up a soundboard for that, which I've never done before, so I wasn't joking. Yeah, a lot of people use sounds on streams. Nah, I don't want to be one of those, really. It's a nice bell and whistle, but I'm a very old-fashioned streamer, so I like to keep the clutter to a minimal, if you will. I already have enough to set up as it is. Requests are good, but I have a list, so it can't be done. So it really just leaves, like, useful things for me, I guess. I mean, maybe in the future it would change to some extent, but I'll have to think about it, I think. Like, I'll have to actually think about it and actually commit some time to actually discussing it. I'm thinking of some ideas. So I'm not just doing this all. I think that's something I need to sort of stop doing. I've had this conversation several times, and every time it just reaches the same sort of thing. It just reaches, I would like to use channel points for something. I'm going to honestly do something about it, and then we will never do anything about it. Just turn them off. I'll keep the calm down one on, Dave. I think that's useful. But I agree with the rest. Like a quick point there. I'll keep the ones I have for the moment, and I will have a proper think about it at some point and see if I can think of any incentives. Yeah, I'm going to keep the ones I have now with highlight the message and calm down. The polls and predictions will do a thing. I'm sure I could probably think of something. Maybe. So... You'd like to report me to check out Benito Bra. You like his setup for the points. Benito Bra. He has like a bunch of jokey ones to some extent, I think. I think I remember what the I can't remember. I've not caught one of his streams for a little bit, so I don't remember all the stuff he offers. But I'll look into that, Eye Punch Demons. Thanks for the suggestion on that front. Dave Daring redeemed. Calm down. Okay, well, I guess I need to calm down now. That being said, Dave, you should only use that when I actually do need to calm down, because otherwise you just wasted your points. That's kind of the idea of that one, is that it's supposed to be used when I'm actually a bit upset, and it's like a visual reminder. Yeah, I don't think he cares. This is the guy who spams Thief too. You know what? Maybe one of my fucking channel points things should be ban Dave the Daring from talking about Thief, or ban Dave the next time he mentions Thief 2 in the chat. 1 million points. You know, for like 24 hours or something. No bans. Considering his thoughts on community projects. Oh, channel points. John, I have like 7 billion points. 7 billion points. That's how high off to set it then. But nah, I will seriously at this month sit down and actually think about something to do with that. Either I come up with some cool ideas, or I just drop the whole thing and just leave it as is. And maybe one day a good idea will just pop into existence or something. We'll have to see. The main thing is, I don't want to add clutter to the channel. I kind of like keeping my stream as minimalistic and clutter-free as possible. I only feel it's cluttered enough with the fucking webcam, so... Just part of my old-fashioned 2009 Origin Point upbringing. I like my streams with minimal visual clutter. Audio clutter included. You know, and I think that kind of sticks out these days when everyone is desperate to have as many bells and whistles as possible, and they're not necessary. Anywho, not that I mind people who have bells and whistles, of course. Something like Sir Anderson's setup would be kind of nice. He has like this system where you convert it to a virtual thing, but that requires setting up a bot system or something. And like, if you get so many points, you can activate a command and it spins the wheel and you get incentives, but that would require me to think of some incentives. And but I like the idea of that, however. It'll just be a lot to set up. And also, a good chunk of that is also a request list, which he has. And he doesn't stream as often either, which helps. But something like that would be one possibility. But then I'd have to add bots and things, and it would get a bit... Well, it would get to that again. I also like to keep the bot quarter to a minimum. And I'm not fucking using Nightbot. Ugh. Sometimes the simplicity of a channel like this is its appeal, yeah? So bottom line is, channel points, I will think of something this month. And so that leads me to the end of my set points for this sweet state. It is only 20 past 8. So at this point, I will floor the throw. I will floor the throw up for people to ask questions from the audience. So if there's anything you've ever wanted to ask me, no, Dave, I don't. Yes, Dave, it's a mustard jumper. No, Dave, I'm not going to play Thief 2. Yes, Dave, I'll pre-order a Unity Engine game. I don't know, Dave. Let me think about it another day. Maybe I have half term coming up. That'll be a good period of time where I can sit around and do very little and ponder what to do with my channel points. Okay? Alright. But yeah, if there's any questions you want to ask me, now's the time to ask them. So anything at all about anything, go ahead. I'm here for a little bit. I seem to have got a little less tired as things have proceeded. Any idea what the next non-Doom list thing is? Ooh, that's a good question. Hey Doominator, how's it going? Yes, that is a good way of putting it, Flim Springfield. I like to focus on the experience and, I guess, provide a sort of analytical-ish review on it if I can, but not really like a super pretentious way or even in an in-depth way like some of my favourite content creators. Do you have a tomato ketchup flavoured jumper? Coloured jumper? Doing okay, Doominator. I'm a little bit tired this evening, but that's because of the vaccine side effects. Generally, I'm just looking forward to half term and starting the ball rolling. Hopefully, February will be a bit less chaotic than January. Yeah, I was vaccinated for the first dose of a vaccine yesterday, so I've managed to get quite lucky, I think. So the next non-Doom list thing, that's a good question. Lord Misfits. Let me have a look at my list. I haven't actually thought about that. I've just been thinking Age of Empires. If I get a third arm, well, that'll be handy. I can use the third arm to give you all the finger, or wave, or hold up little slogans, or shit like that. I would probably want to play something short-ish after such a lengthy game of Age of Empires 2, so I'll probably contrast that with something short. Well, to be honest, a lot of the games are short, so it doesn't really differentiate all of them. Let me think. What is there? Well, I could maybe play Kingpin, maybe Sin, maybe the Redneck Rampage collection if I can get that running. Might be nice. Yeah, I think I would probably pick one of, at the moment anyway, this is obviously subject to change. I would think to pick one of either Kingpin that Dragon requested, the Redneck Rampage collection, Sin Gold that you requested, or maybe even Sudoku by the Unknown Gifter, who I know who it is, but I'm not going to reveal until it's played. So I think it might be among those kind of options, and subject to change depending on maybe if like Wrath comes out with early access, or Maximum Action comes out of early access, or something else pops up. Because there are a few games that if they do announce a full release, I will play them as soon as. You know, like Proteus, I think Nightmare. Obviously, Graven's coming out. In Sound Mind's coming out next month as well, which I'll be playing. There's this H-Rot, which has an early access, but that'll probably be a while before that's released. You can't do that, Dave, because Draugr has many gifts. So you can't. So that'll be my answer to your question, World Misfit. It will be one of the short... So it would be Kingpin, Sin, Suda-K, or Redneck Rampage. Those are the ones I'm looking at the moment. No, I won't get it done before half term unless I get really, really lucky with the AoE 2 stuff, and even then there's doom stuff in between. So that's the kind of thing I'm thinking of. Maybe also Orcs Must Die too if I want to sell the co-op with Pineapple, but I might save that for another time when it's a bit more convenient for us both to be on voice or whatever. Well, according to the howlongtobeat.com thing, World Misfit, Suda-Kai is 11 to 20 hours long, so it's not as long as Age of Empires 2. But I'll see how I feel. Those are among the choices. I'm certainly not going to play another long game at the moment. What? You talking about the web? Yeah, it's the website, howlongtobeat.com. It tells you how long it takes to beat a game, just doing the main story, doing the optionals, and completionist. It's actually really fucking handy as a streamer because it gives me a good idea how long the game's going to be, which is really handy. So if I've played for a certain amount of time, I know I'm near the end of it. I don't have that awkward situation. It's like I play for 7 hours. I play for like 4 up to 7 hours on 2 streams. I announce that I'm going to continue tomorrow. I do it tomorrow. Game ends 10 minutes later, and then it's like, oh, right, the game is over. It will prevent those kind of situations. So then I would know in the previous stream when I've done 3 hours, it's like, okay, you're close to the end now. So just keep going for another 10 minutes and you're done. Because I've had that happen a few times in the past where I'm like, because I'm playing these blind, it's not always obvious when the end's near. People don't tell you. I mean, to be fair, with like Age of Empires 2, it's a bit more obvious because it's like each campaign finished gets you one step closer, but nothing is longer than a full AoE 2 game. Obviously not as boring as AoE 2. AoE 2 hasn't been too boring for me to play. I hope it's not been too boring to watch. I know I'm not playing at a high level. I know that some of the videos are like Crazy Michael with the click, 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 tabbing between different buildings. But I actually have started to slowly enjoy AoE 2 a bit more over time. I'm still not very good at it, but I appreciate what it is. No, Dave, they don't. Yeah, I think that's just playing it like. I don't know if it works for some kind of games, but it's a nice indication of how long a game's going to be. It's very handy. I think I have a link somewhere. Didn't I have hang on, where the fuck has my link gone? I thought I had howlongtobeat.com, my fucking... Oh, I've probably put it in Twitch stuff, haven't I? That's right, there. If anyone's interested, this is the site. I thought I had it somewhere. Very helpful. So, are there any other questions? It's not always going to be accurate. It will probably depend, but it gives an idea of how long a game is, you know. It doesn't matter if you're, like, not a streamer or whatever, but as someone who's, like, doesn't want to have that awkward situation where I stream and the game's over 10 minutes later, it helps, you know. And also if I get a bit fatigued of the game, or if I know it's going to be a long one, I know if to take a pause or whatever. It's a very handy tool. So, are there any other questions from the chat? 108 hours. Main story, 134 for main and extras, 259 if you're a completionist. And then you have an old style thing. Yeah, it's a long one. One second, everyone. I'll be right back, everyone. Okay. You see, Elder Dragon, this is why I can't do podcast interviews while I live in this house. It'd be a bit awkward to explain to the more professional guest, oh, sorry, my mum has a technical issue I need to help her with. Be right back. No, Dave, she just needs some help with the computer, that's all. Doom 2 Crown Control is awesome. Yeah, I've seen a video of that. It does look pretty fun. I may try it out at some point, but got a lot to get on with at the moment. Bear it in mind, though, I might experiment with it at some point. I'm not against trying new ideas. No, we can't go, Dave. People might have questions to ask. It'd be a bit weird if I just BRB'd and I come back and now there's nothing for me to answer and I just end the stream. I might play some Willwood and subject you all to a chill stream for an hour. Hey, Rebel fellas. I've said I won't do that because no one wants to see that game for some reason, so I'm not going to do that. Dave, that's just you saying that. Give it a minute to see if there are any actual questions. And yeah, sorry about the interruption, by the way. It's the internet. There's already enough wood on. Oh, shut up, Depot. God damn it. Oh, God. Having to break away from the broadcast for such a reason as to the offbeat nature of the stream. Well, maybe, but for me it just breaks my immersion and annoys me for some reason. I mean, I see your point, it would, but for me, once I am doing this, I kind of want to be not disturbed until I'm finished, if you will. That's just me, though. But, nah, it would be a bit different because, you know, I mean, everyone else can live in their own house and they don't have these kind of interruptions, and it'd be a bit weird if I did. Again, I can't control that. I mean, I'm very grateful to have this house over my head, but I want my own house over my head eventually, where I can do these streams and end and start them at my leisure. It will be a really nice feeling I'm looking forward to doing later this decade as part of a 10-year plan to eventually build up enough cash and my adherence to professionalism. Well, yeah, I mean, it's just the way I want to. I mean, I know it's a bit weird me saying that when, you know, I can be one of the most immature fuckers with some of the things I say when I get pissed off, but, you know, if I were to do like that kind of thing with other people, it's embarrassing enough as it is. I mean, I get that it's not entirely my fault, you know. I've had a lot to deal with in my life. I'm rebuilding, but, you know, a lot of people, a lot of other streamers are very lucky that they've got their own place, they've got their lives a bit more sorted earlier on, and that they're able to have their own place and start the streams when they want, end the streams when they want, live their own lives. And I'm very envious of that, and I one day hope to join them at the ripe old age of 40-something, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, it's, and also, you know, it's different when it depends on the reason for the interruption as well. I mean, I will never. I mean, one of the biggest, arguably one of the biggest streams I ever did was the Sigil stream, and it's a little bit awkward to be given probably the once in a lifetime opportunity to actually speak to John Romero, and you have to fucking restart your computer because your mum's having TV problems. You know, I mean, it's hilarious, sure, but it's like, Mum, you don't fucking realize I'm not gonna get this opportunity for another ever. That's your character, though. It's part of the reason we watch. Yeah, I mean, I can laugh on it. I can laugh at it in hindsight, but at the time, I was fucking pissed off as hell that I was having this really cool chat with, big highlight for me, and I had to interrupt it to reset my internet. It's very awkward. Wouldn't have happened if I was in my own place. I mean, if I have to interrupt the internet and on my own volition, fair enough, it happens. But when it's an external factor, it's just that whole awkward thing, and I'm very grateful. Don't get me wrong, but yes, I too took a bit of time to come to that conclusion, Depop, as well. Yes. And I can assure you, Depop, that is also what has been said a couple of times. And it's like, I'm playing an online game, or I can't pause right now because the game doesn't have a pause option. The only pause option would be to die horribly. And it's all the immersion breaking factor, I get very immersed. These headphones are pretty good for that, apparently. I get very immersed in the game, and it's like a jarring reality check, but all of a sudden, you're a bit too loud, or you got reality comes back in. It's like, no, stay away. I've got enough reality to deal with the other 18 hours of the day. Give me 4 hours where I can pretend to be an RTS guy that commands the Germans to kill Crusaders or something. Saracens in the desert, or I'm a Doom guy and I want to kill imps. I want to get immersed in these games a little bit and escape for a few hours. I've told John I could sort out his problem, but he keeps changing the subject. Oh Jesus, could you imagine? Dave comes over to my house and he comes in. Hey, John, are you playing Thief 2 yet? No, Dave. Be gentle on my mum this time, would you? Do you like enough Quake CDF games for she has some shitty problem? Yeah. I mean, Mr. Mina has a similar problem to this. It's just a thing, I mean, it all comes down to some kind of personal embarrassment that, at 35 years old, I still haven't quite sorted my life out yet. I've been through a lot, but I have been only really living my life properly in the last few years, and it's kind of embarrassing. I'm playing this catch-up, if you will. And I will get there eventually, but I would have liked to have been there now, in a sense, but, I mean, it's going to be awkward enough arranging the co-op with Pineapple for the Orcs Must Die, but I'm pretty sure that can be a bit more chill sort of thing, And in the future, I will consider doing more things. Maybe I'll have interviews and other different ideas when I'm a bit more settled, I think. But yeah, I appreciate the word there, Flim. I try to just provide an honest stream where people can relax, have fun for a few hours before doing whatever. I'm just trying to do what I do. This is a hobby I'm very passionate about, and it's all grown on me in the last 11 years. Oh, you do have an AoE question. For the multiplayer game, do you want to be 1v1, 2v2 with us on a permanent team working against the other? Oh, God. We're still gonna do that. I don't know, Lord. I'm not sure. I know you want to play... I mean, I might just do 1 versus 1 so you can kill me and get it over with. But we'll have to see, I guess. I mean, I did say I'd play 1 multiplayer match. So I'll have to see, I guess. It's gonna be like, I mean, you've played a bit of AoE too, so it's not gonna be like we're both virgins to it. Well, it reminds me of a very... Oh, you know what? I can't even link the video anymore because the fucking YouTube channel that used to host it got deleted the other day. Fucking YouTube. Deleting the Dopelifts channel because he did a really odd stream and they must have not liked it. Dave, if you're hungry, just go fuck off and eat your food, you fat bastard, and get out of here. Oh god, no. Playing AoE 2 with Dime? That'll be dead in like 10 minutes. Bye, Dave. See ya. Have a good evening, wherever you are. And, yeah, cool stuff, man. Bye. Dime is good at RTS games, though. He used to be an ex-StarCraft pro. I'd have no chance. But at that time when I tried to play Red Alert 2, eons ago online, against someone I used to hang out with, and by the time I'd built up the base, they had about 1 million Mirage tanks. And it was like, why don't you have 1 million Mirage tanks, John? Because, believe it or not, this is my first online game. And with cheats. So I doubt it'll be much good. Oh, is Dime having a AoE 2 event or something? Being a non-Korean StarCraft pro basically means he was just a jabroni for the Koreans. Hey, you tell that to that Swedish guy that won a bunch of stuff. Was it Swedish guy? I think it was a Swedish... I've not checked in on the StarCraft scene for a bit. I stopped watching them. You know, I used to love watching some of the casts, but there was this guy who like won a bunch of the events. He was like ridiculously good Zerg player. I think it was a Zerg player. Yeah, pretty sure it was a Zerg player. I forgot his name. And he wasn't Korean. And that was a big deal. Ah, that's it. Yeah, Cyril. Yeah, he was like a big deal and he won like every event a year and he was like ridiculously good. You know, we finally broke through the barrier that people like White Ra and Idra and Scarlet had attempted to do in the years before. And that was the last time I checked on it, but I stopped watching it. I used to love watching the Taste Hostess experience. I watched it just because of Taste Hostess's commentary, to be honest. And the matches were sometimes good too. You know, it was fun. But I haven't done that for a while. I kind of fell out of interest with it. I wonder if there's an AoE 2 equivalent to that. Might be interested in watching an AoE 2 thing at some point. I know at some point last year I did very briefly get into a habit of watching Spirit of the Wars videos for some reason. I got into a sort of an AoE 2 binge for some random reason where I'd watch a bunch of Spirit of the War videos and the T-West Pacifist series. You know, this was before Misfit gifted me the AoE 2, by the way. On AoE 2, the Viper wins everything. Missing Warcraft 3, yeah. Has Dave gone? Okay, good. So basically, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna do. Tomorrow, I'm not gonna play Attila the Hun campaign. I'm actually gonna play Thief 2 again. For a second time. We're gonna play Thief 2, and we're gonna relive the entire experience. So nobody tell Dave though, because he left to eat food. So aha! I fucking knew you hadn't left. I knew it. That's what you get. You weren't that fucking hungry. You stuck around. You goddamn fucking fraud. Oh, you just put a pizza in the oven. Okay. You were supposed to leave, damn it. Eat more, Dave. Hey, Inoish, how you doing? I get pizza at 9 o'clock, man. You're living the dream, Dave. I'm doing okay. I'm a little tired tonight because of the vaccine side effect, but we're doing okay. We're just coming to the wind down point of the sweet state. What was I getting to? Oh yeah. Yeah, yesterday I had the first jab of the Pfizer vaccine. I'm getting the second jab in April, so yeah, I'm beginning the process to being fully vaccinated. Oh hey Pineapple, how you doing? What was I going to ask? Oh yeah. If you aren't eating frozen pizza at least 4 days a week, are you even truly living? Haha, Dave. It was a side effect. Yeah, I think I had a pizza the other day, to be fair. Oh, your brother had the AstraZeneca vaccine. He was really ill after. When he's had it, though. Oh, right. I'm guessing your brother worked in the NHS then. Because they've all had it. That's cool. Oh, police. Yeah, well, guess they'd get it, of course. Um, but yeah, I mean, they seem to be offering it for like TAs and teachers and care workers or something like that. It's like a general health and social care thing. So I was lucky enough to be considered. So I'm a bit lucky. I don't know what the deal is. It could be anything, but basically, I was offered the chance for it last Friday for my job, and I took it. They must be a woke. I don't know. Probably. But you really, I mean, are you still working during this? I mean, if you're a retail worker, are you working now? Do you have to go into work? Are you like essential considered? Because if you're going into work right now, you should be getting the vaccine immediately. Everyone who is having to work and not, oh, and you should definitely get it. I mean, we're in a lockdown. If we're fucking going into work, what the hell are we? We're essential, so we should all have the vaccine, really. Everyone that has to go into, anyone who can't work from home right now should be vaccinated. And it seems like in some areas they're doing it and others they aren't. And it's so weird and whatever. Yeah, no, tell that to employers. You'll find another job, Bemused. You'll find another job, man. So don't worry. So that's a thing. Handling COVID samples too. Oh yeah, you were doing that for a bit, weren't you? So yeah, we're just at that point of the sweet state where people can ask questions about whatever, about any questions they want to ask me. But I went off on a bit of a tangent about having my own place one day and StarCraft and RTS games. So to answer your question, Misfit, basically, the multiplayer match will be a thing I do after I've done all the campaigns, and when we get closer to that point, I will make a decision. But you will get a game with me or against me or whatever. It'll be a one-time thing, so you'll get your multiplayer game. Don't worry about it. So I hope that answers your question. I mean, maybe if I'm lucky, like I finish the campaign, I have 2 hours spare, I can do a multiplayer match to get my ass kicked so I can... so I can get it over with. Oh yeah, the fan on all the time. You don't turn it off. Yeah, I don't know why I'd ever turn my fan on. It used to be quieter too, but I think it's just because it's getting on a bit. So I've had this computer for like, what, a year now? 2 years? I've actually started to it for a little bit. If you do die, can I get your vaccine? Yeah. Oh my goodness, does that mean Ward Misfit voice? We're going to get to hear the Ward Misfit voice for the first time. I swear to God, if you sound... I swear to God, I had this sort of vision where, like, you end up sounding exactly like Cacom 1, and you're the same person in disguise or something. It was me! It was me! I was the one who noticed your texture alignment issue in Firebox. No, I don't want to watch the old YouTube videos. I want to be pleasantly surprised when I hear it for the first time. Misfits Award. Nah, he's a Yank, so he'll probably sound... Which part of the US do you live in again? Like, state-wise? That might give me an idea. Maybe, roughly. And I'm not either, Ward Misfit. No, I don't think very people... Oh, right, Ohio, Northeast-ish, okay. Well, I can't really imagine an Ohio accent, so I'll just be pleasantly surprised. But I don't think many people are fond of their own voice. But that'll be a fun little treat for me then, if I'm going to get to hear your voice during this multiplayer game. I'm not too fond of mine. I mean, you get used to hearing it. I mean, I've gotten used to hearing it all the times I've had to edit videos in the past and on streams and stuff, so I'm used to hearing it, but it's not like I'm going to brag about it or anything. Yeah, that's definitely the case. It does sound different when it's not in your own head. It's like that when you try to impersonate things as well. You hear the impersonation in your head, and when you say when you are impersonating that sort of the thing you're impersonating, you think you're trying to sound like that impersonation, but actually you sound very different. Can't do Beavis-like impression. Boogers. I don't get used to these don't edit videos. I love my voice. I'm all sexy and stuff. Why did you retire as a streamer then? Too many ladies calling you up at the late of night? The South, a Cockney Roger Moore. Well, it was partly a woman poem, yes. Yeah, I mean, I've not really done a lot of proper editing on my videos for a long time. But again, I can't show you the Horror Piece series either because, again, the Dope Whiffs channel was pulled off YouTube recently, and that's another bunch of highlights that have vanished. Fucking... So... But I did some edits. The last time I did editing on a video that wasn't just clip out the beginning, I had Windows Movie Maker. That gives you an idea of the last time I did any editing. And it was pretty much just timing clips and copying and editing a bit. I mean, it would have been nice if I could actually learn a more professional video editing. It would have some uses, but I prefer just to stream and leave that in others' hands. Still better than Fraps. Oh god, I think I tried Fraps once. Never again. Yeah. Are you still here, Pineapple, by the way? I know you said what Doom mod is this and then didn't. Oh, you're still here. Just to let you know that there is that one of the things I might consider playing after Age of Empires 2, although it depends on how things go, is I might consider setting up the Orcs Must Die 2 co-op thing, maybe, because it is kind of a short game, and it might be something I could try. At the moment, I haven't really decided yet, and I still have 3 AoE 2 campaigns to do, but just to give you an idea that I'm thinking about doing it maybe in the next few months ish. Hey, Kinney Ghost, by the way, how you doing? 3 more campaigns. Yes, Bemused, but the difference is that I'm a bit more experienced with AoE 2. I have been getting through stuff. Generally, if it's not too difficult, I've been getting through them at a faster pace. And hey, serious, how's it going? Yeah, I mean, if I was to cover everything, there's like the Forgotten, the Rajas, the African campaign. There's a new DLC that came out in the last few days that I could have bought, which I've actually seen the entirety of one of them on YouTube, the Grand Dukes. The newest DLC seems to be, remember all those childhood missions in Age of Kings? Let's flip the roles. Would you like to kill William Wallace or Joan of Arc? No, I don't think you do. I think you can set like different DLCs and stuff. And then we get back to exciting stuff. Oh man, people a bit divided on the AoE too, to some extent. Yeah. Also, I'm still enjoying Littlewood, Pineapple. I'm really kind of enjoying that as a chill game. I think it's been a perfect sort of fit, honestly. I find it really hard to get a solid economy going, but there's always something to buy and upgrade, and I kind of like how there's a subtle story developing, even if it's just the main character has amnesia. Also, the Dark Wizard also has amnesia. Tune in next time when they become best friends. But it's just a little things that I added to the game over time. It's a fucking game, Depop. Context matters. Don't you throw hashtags at me. Oh, I'm sorry, Dave. Is your pizza ready? Do I have to end the stream now so you can indulge yourself? Well, look, Dave. If you go to the top right of your browser, you will notice there is an X button. If you press the X button, the stream ends and you can go eat your pizza. Would you like to press the X button? Then you can go. Heckin' A. I don't have to point it, Dave. You can see it in the top right corner. Yeah, I mean, she wasn't expecting me to stream it, and I was... The one time I did, the entire chat went quiet, so I'm pretty sure that no one wants to see it. So, got the hint. Oh, I did. I wanted to see what people thought. And even as a chill stream, people were not interested, so it's not going to be brought up again. It's just something I'll play in my own time, which is fine. So, are there any other questions from anyone? Wow, we've managed to get this to the 2-hour 20 mark. I don't have Red Dead Redemption 2, Bemused. If I did, not that I intend to purchase it, because I've got enough games to play, all I would do is just play poker matches all the time. That is literally all I would do. I wouldn't even engage the main story. I'd just play poker in different locations and kill people that cheat. That'd be my story. I would be the traveling poker player, and I'd see how deep the system goes. You know, like, is there a poker tournament you can join? I have no idea. That's all I'd do, honestly. I don't think I'd have the time for a full game like that as a chill thing. Well, I guess there's that, but honestly, if I was to somehow randomly acquire it, I would definitely just play the poker as long as I could. Hey, Croucher. Do a poll for AE2. What poll? Dragon Quest Tact. What fucking poll? Like, do you want me to end my AoE2 playthrough immediately? You just wanted your pizza to cut itself. I have a question. What did I miss? What, in regards to the, in regards to the sweet steak, Kinikos? Well, basically, I went over if you want a summary of the sweet state, I basically went over the personal situation where I explained I had a vaccine yesterday. My job normality is a thing. I'm looking forward to half term. I mentioned the Doomwad request list being finished. Being posted last night after I did the stream. Hey, Elder Dragon Brazil, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm just sort of winding down this sweet state a little bit. Although people are asking questions, so it might not be done just yet. I sort of talked about the list being finally posted. I've decided I'm going to do Uncle Bo announcements during Iron Man streams. I talked about how I'm going to run the Iron Man League for a month possibly and what that would involve. I decided to not do the Doom World Endurance Tournament stuff because I don't have the time for it. I talked about Firebox and how that's on id Games now, as it was last month. And I might participate in a speed map session later on in 2021 this year, if I feel like it. I want to use more Twitch polls and predictions. I'm going to look at something to do with channel points for Seriously Super Realsies this time. And then audience questions. That's it. Yep, him will be one of the ones I play after Finally Crafted Film Fetish because it got 2 votes. So one of the next 4. Should Sweet end the AoE playthrough immediately, here and now, right this second? What? Oh, it's a fucking capture. Fucking capture. I've not seen that for a bit. Oh, the image with traffic lights. Okay, cool. Okay, I guess I'll look at that poll later. Yeah, we talked about some possible next non-Doom list games. That was it, yeah. And that's like Sin, Redneck Rampage, Sudoku, Kingpin, maybe Orcs Must Die 2. Not particularly, Derek. It's just whenever I don't really have a particular month at the moment. As long as it's up to Reaper Double A, you know. I mean, it would be a bit of work in any month anyway. Most ideal would be like summer, I guess, or maybe not. But it's whenever, really, you know, just as long as Reaper sort of tells me when the month is coming up so I can get things ready. Like, find a pick for one thing. Also, hey, Derek, how you doing? Oh, have I made an agenda for my playtest or will it be random? It will be as it always has been. I will pick stuff from the WODs and mods and sort of pick them. Although people can request me to playtest stuff, and I will consider looking at it. I know that somebody sent me this Sonic thing, which I'll be playing in the playtest session this month. Take it when you sort of want it thing. Well, I'm not really bothered about getting the Iron Man League anytime soon. Let's put it that way. I'm not exactly chomping at the bit to get it for March, shall we say. You know, I'm happy to do it at one point, but hey, thank you for the gifted sub, Ward Misfit. And now Flynn Springfield can use these free notes for another month and get no ads on this channel. Awesome. Yeah, no, it wasn't Sonic Doom or Robo Blast. It was actually something else, Sonic-ish, and it would be interesting to see that in the playtest. But now the playtesting is it's going to be once a month. I've obviously got a lot of things to do, so it'll probably be strictly just once a month for a bit. That's how it's going to be. So what I'm saying is don't expect a lot of playtest activity. In the future, when things are a bit more settled, and I might try and be a tad more regular. But at the moment, no. It's going to be once a month. I will try and stick to that. I got enough sort of commitments and things to get on with, so, you know. You ever know, sweet... Oh, poor Derek. Hope your migraines get cured soon, man. It can't be pleasant having to struggle to sleep with the migraines. I'm going to look at that poll again to see what the results are. I've already voted, so I'm not going to vote again. Oh, wow. Yes has 4 votes, twice has 33, and no has 2. My goodness. This is I feel like quoting an internet historian thing at this point. If I can find it. Oh, where is it? Fashion. Now, where's the link?
Chan shot down and managed to get about 900 signatures.
No, this is the wrong quote, I want to say. I need to find another video that talks about polls and stuff. Recon good, Wires bad. The only channel I know where his adverts are actually worth watching because it's just hilarious. Oh, never mind. I can't find what I'm looking for. Can't think of it off the top of my head. Oh yeah, maybe I can find it here actually. Bear with me. No, that's not good either. No, he has a quote where he says, "A poll is started and goes nowhere." There is one entirely about polls, but it's whatever. I'm just not going to bother. I'm taking too long as it is. You might say the chat wants to abandon AoE 2. Oh, for God's sake. It might be. It might be World Misfit. Maybe. Maybe in a minute. Wow, I got 25 viewers. Hot damn. But, yeah. Internet Historian is a great content creator. Right. Any questions? Last time, I think. So probably I'm going to go to bed early tonight. Maybe I'll try to go to bed early, so I'm not too lethargic for work tomorrow, since it's a long day. Yes, Kraja? What would you like to ask? What's for dinner? I don't know. Cheeseburgers. When's the first Hexam-awaited request being played? I don't know, Sirius. I don't know. It won't be in the first 5, because obviously none of the Hexam stuff got 2 votes. Once I've done all the ones that have multiple requestees, the rest of the list will be played in any order I seem fit. Although I'm going to try and save H to H Xmas for December, because it's around Christmas time and it will be thematic and cool to do that. But otherwise it will be whatever the hell I feel like it. Really? So I don't know. I can't give you an answer to that, Serious Cacodemon. There will be no particular order. It'll just be a case of, what do I feel like playing today? Hexa, Heretic, Easy Doom, Hard Doom, Wacky Doom. Let's just get through Family Crafted Film Fetish first, shall we? Tower of Chaos. Tower of Chaos. Yeah. Oh no. Wait. Sorry. No. I have to wait. I have to wait on one of the Hex and stuff until the 3rd hub's done. For Carnage Galore. So I can't play that straight away anyway. So that one will be a little bit, but the other 2 are good. Oh, don't worry. I'll let you know, but I have a feeling that I won't need to tell you, because I'm pretty sure as soon as I announce that particular award, that the entire No Yay fan club ears will prick up, and you'll suddenly be like, "Here we are, John. The madness begins." We played after the 5th word. It might be. Who knows? I'll have to see for him. I'll have to see how I feel. It's not out of the question. It could be the very next thing I do after the other stuff. We'll see. Never, Dave. Never. I'm going to have to start ignoring you at this rate. Or give you a big distraction. AG411. Nah, no Doom today. This is my sweet state, which I'm just sort of winding down, to be honest. This is the monthly sweet state thing. Someone called Willie W, funnily enough. And seeing as Noye is supposed to be a very experiencing Nirvana meme joke XD type thing, I approved it because I'm sure it'll be similar. Especially since I had to play it in Boom. That says enough. What I might do, Dave, maybe when I don't have a million other things to do. Maybe ask me seriously when my other game list is finished. You could request your precious Thief 2X then, the mother of all the map sets. It's basically a shitpost. Well, so I was experiencing Nirvana, so... So in 247? It won't be 2047 when I get my other game list done. It'll be probably next year. Maybe this year if I'm really lucky, but probably next year. Take your glasses off. Take my glasses off. Alright, sure. If you want me to take my glasses off, fine. It's not the first time I've done that, to be honest, Doc, but good evening. There you go. This is what I look like without my glasses on. I can't see the chat now, but this is what I look like without my glasses on, I guess. Putting them back on now. No, I'm not keeping it like that. I mean, Bastion of Chaos won a CAC award, Depop. I'll be dead from COVID by next year. Almost, Mr. McHugh. Yeah, okay, whatever you say, Depop. Right, well, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Nodge? Who's that? So that's going to be it for tonight. So tomorrow evening I will be going back to Age of Empires 2 with the Conquerors expansion stuff. We'll be starting with Attila the Hun campaign. This is the first one I'm going to be... No, I don't know who NH... Oh, I see. My name backwards, of course. Duh, didn't notice that. So it's going to be that. Back to Age of Empires 2 again with the Conquerors stuff. But after I finish Attila the Hun's campaign, it will be on to Finely Crafted Film Fetish. The first Doomwad on the list. So... If you're not the biggest fan of Age of Empires 2, fear not, for as soon as the first of the 3 Conquerors campaigns is down, it's going to be fun with Rubik's. We shall see. So, thank you all for watching and stuff, and we're going to go raid somebody, and take it away, Ric Flair.
Go